everybody. How did I get Karen in? I think she's got what's happening, Mick? Good long. Do I need to invite her in, or does she ask to come in? Never done this. Guess, here we go. Accept. I think that's just worked.
Hello?
Hi, Karen.
Hiya.
How's you?
Hi, I'm all good. Yourself?
Aye, good. So, obviously, like, we've got a few in the now. Obviously, this is Karen McEwen. Her story basically is through mental health, was started through her partner and then obviously onto herself. I'll let Karen explain it all, just let it free flow. I've got a couple of questions, but I'll know but and I'll just let you go ahead, Karen, and tell everybody your story and your journey.
Well, I talk a lot about mental health, but I'm going to take yous back a wee bit because I think it's about time I talk about my own struggles. So, mental health's been a big part of my life from I was very young. I suffered from mental health from a very young age, and I actually had my first attempt to unalive myself at the age of 12. I was still at primary school when this was all going on, I remember, and it continued all the way through high school. I was really lucky that my dad was there to try and do everything to help me. He took me to counselling, he spent time with me. I was lucky to have that stability in my life that managed to get me through to where I'm at today. But I really struggled with abandonment issues. Was my big part. I felt as if everybody in my life abandoned me at that time. And again, that's going to be a common theme right throughout my life. Even to the present day, that still sticks with me. But there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Is that one of your triggers then? Is that a massive trigger for you?
Abandonment is a massive trigger. There was a lot of addiction and stuff like that in my family, so when it comes to addiction, you always feel like they're choosing that addiction over you, whether it's drink, drugs, gambling. Addiction's a kind of big bracket in my life, and I've been affected by near enough every addiction you possibly could be, through either my own use or other members of my family. So that abandonment's always been there through the addiction.
Right. So did you have addictions yourself as well? Did that start at an early age, or did that progress?
I did. I found my good friend Coke when I was about 18. I was just past my driving test, and I thought it was kind of Jack the Lad in a lassie sense. Getting into all sorts of trouble and getting mixed up with people I shouldn't have been getting mixed up with. And I went down the route of taking Coke, and that kind of controlled my life for a good 10 years.
I definitely gets its grip, that stuff, man. 100%.
You don't even realise it's taking its grip, because you start off with it's just at the weekend, it's just a Friday night or a Saturday night. But before long, me and my partner were taking it every single day, and it was beginning to become a normal part of our lives where we couldn't function without it.
So would you class that, like, what I would say is when I done it at the weekends and that, as escapism? You're just trying to escape your reality, aren't you? And you think you're escaping your reality, but really you're not escaping it at all. Even when you're taking it, it's horrendous.
Right, that's exactly it. Like, it's for that 5 minutes of forgetting your troubles, and then next minute the paranoia kicks in, and the self-hate, and the why did I do it, why am I so stupid, what am I wasting my money for? It's all these doubts starts creeping in.
The first line always the best one, and then as you say, after that everyone's just all horrible thoughts, everything doubting yourself, why did I do it, why am I doing this? So it's only ever the first one that's the good one, and then it just turns to shit, doesn't it?
No, it's it's only good when you first take it, and then as soon as that gets a grip of you, your full life's destroyed. It really did control my life, where I was in the middle of doing my mental health nursing,
Right.
and the coke just became too much in my life. There was a lot of drama going on with my partner at the time. He had just took his first attempt to unalive himself, where I was in the midst of doing this course, and I wasn't able to finish it at that point. And even to this day, that's one of the biggest regrets I'll ever have.
You didn't finish it. Is it not
Yeah,
something you would maybe like to maybe get back into though?
Well, this kind of brings me up to present date. I was thinking about going back into it, but 5 years ago, I did lost my partner to his own hands. He lost his, I like to say, he lost his battle with depression and addiction.
Aye.
He battled really hard before he died. He had 2 prior drug-induced psychoses where he was really unwell, hearing voices, really delusional, really paranoid. But that was in 2013, and then again in 2016. But we managed to get him help at the times.
Right.
So then in December in 2027, at the start of that, he had just decided himself that he was going to stop taking coke. And he did. But the week after that, he started to become unwell. In my opinion, for what I've seen and for what I know, I believe it was a drug-induced psychosis from the withdrawal.
It's just come off it too quick.
Yeah. Government and services disagree with me in that one, because they say that there is no side effects.
There's no side effects. If you're taking it that long and for a prolonged period of time, it's going to have side effects in your body. But anything like alcohol, anything at all, if you're somebody, so alcoholics, that's why they keep them drinking. It's, if they've been on it for all 8 years, you can't just take them straight off it, because their body's shut down. It's the same with any drug, same with your own hundreds of medications, and I really don't I'm not a big believer in the NHS and the mental health system and all that. I'm dead against it. I just think everything about it's so wrong, and I think we obviously reading a bit of your story you wrote to me. I think you're on the same kind of mindset as me with that, you know?
I definitely am, because this is why I feel I'm banging my head against the brick wall. I know, like yourself, we know that there is side effects, like it's psychological torture.
Aye.
The next couple of days after you take that stuff, and it messes with your mind so much, and it just affects every part of your life for the next week after you take it. But the government don't recognise this, and it's like, even when I'm talking to them, I remember meeting with Claire Hawkey, who was the mental health minister at the time, and I had brought up the fact that there isn't a pathway to there isn't a pathway to come off of cocaine the way there is other substances, the way there is with alcohol. There isn't a clear pathway, but they don't recognise that there's side effects. And her answer to me in that meeting was, oh, that's another minister's department. And I'm like, that is what's wrong with addiction and mental health right there. It comes hand in hand. When you've got an addiction, you're trying to escape something, whatever that may be, you're trying to escape that. And to say that they don't come hand in hand and that's another minister's issue is almost saying that doesn't matter to her.
It's like with these ministers and that, but it's like they've probably never experienced it, they don't know it, they've never been known about somebody that is going through it. So it's like, I hate all these opinions, like your ministers, even when you go and see these psychologists and that, some of these people have never even experienced a bit of mental health in their life. And it's like, I just don't agree with the way and the process they do things as well. It's like, one of the major things is when you're in seeing a psych as well, and they teach you how to open all the doors in your head, take you way back past your trauma, way back to you were a kid and all that. But then they leave you there, they don't teach you how to close them.
Aye.
So you're walking out of that place with all that back in your head, you're leaving that place worse than what you were when you went in, and they're meant to be there to help you. Do you know what I mean? It's I just think it's so wrong with it. And the way it's looked at in mental health as well, as you say, they don't understand it enough. And for people like that, that's sitting in a fucking chair, sitting saying, no, I don't agree with that and everything, they've probably never experienced or been round about anybody with it at all in their life, do you know what I mean?
It is, and it's like, even like after I lost Luke, I was so angry and I blamed the NHS. I'm like, no, it's your fault. I says to every single person before I left seeing them, I said, if anything happens to him, because I knew how suicidal he was. He wasn't well and he didn't want this pain and this crap anymore. And I told them, and I said, I promise yous, if anything happens to him, yous will hear me. And by God, they have heard me and they will continue to hear me. I'm not going to stop.
You're doing an amazing thing. You're fighting your going to Parliament and things like that as well, and I hope your journey continues with that, and I do hope you get a bit of peace. But it's, as a collective, it's something we all need to come together with. Like me doing this wee thing tonight, it's just trying to get the word out there to get people to understand it more. As you'll know yourself, there's so many fake advocates on here for mental health, and it's the ones that as well that sometimes take like coke at the fucking weekends, right? And that's all they take it at. And then next minute they're shouting they've got mental health because they've got to come down for a couple of days. See, that kind of thing, it takes the message away from what you're trying to do and going to these counsellors and going to all these meetings. So, do you know what I mean? That's where all the mixed messages is as well. Because these people are going to doctors and saying, oh, I've got mental health problems, and all I've done was took cocaine at the weekend, and all I've done is got a come down, do you know what I mean? So it kind of mixes the message up.
The thing is with the mental health services is they're absolutely on their knees. Like my local area of Lanarkshire, the statistics right now when I last got them, which was in October last year, there is currently over 1,400 children waiting to be seen by mental health teams, and they could be waiting up to 907 days. It's like, what could happen in that time? They wouldn't give me the numbers for adult services. I wonder why. But then when you look at the staffing numbers, they just don't have the staff. In one team in Lanarkshire, they're meant to have 17 staff, and they actually only have 5 staff, and 3 of them are in the office.
There's a few folk I've actually advised to go and try and seek help for the mental health. Like obviously they've been up into hair miles and things, and they get to obviously see, I don't know what, they get in to see somebody in triage and they assess them, and then all they get told is, right, and these people were in a bad place when they spoke to me, and next minute they're on the phone saying to me, do you want to know what I've done was give me a leaflet, handed me a leaflet with phone numbers.
And that doesn't surprise me, because I've had that.
These people go in saying they want to take their own life, they're ready to do it, and I mean, they're in that bad a place, and even when I'm talking to them, I can tell, look, I can't help you because you are really at that place where you don't want to be here. And you advise them to go and see them, then next minute you're getting told all they've done was hand me a leaflet, and you're like, are you having a laugh?
No.
They couldn't get them out the door quick enough.
And that's one of the things I'm trying to campaign for, is I don't believe accident emergency is the right place to deal with a mental health crisis. I was up there a couple of times, 3 times with Luke the week before he died. We were up at accident emergency and trying to keep him safe while he's paranoid and all the rest of it, and a busy accident emergency was that added even extra stress. It's just not the right place.
Because it'll not be comfortable with his headspace, but in that kind of situation as well, it's not going to help him. As I say, when I tried to unalive myself was 4 years ago, that's when my PTSD get really, really bad, and I know how dark a place you need to be in to get to that level where you don't want to be here anymore, do you know what I mean? And it's not a nice place to be. And that's where my journey went, obviously, for then 4 years ago to where I'm on now. But I know how horrible a place that is, and it's the most loneliest place on this planet, and when you're in it, you just don't feel there's any way out. But it's the way things are happening with NHS and the doctors and everything, people that are seriously struggling just aren't getting the help they need, and it's just not right. there should be more funding towards it. There's got to be something we can do to push this, do you know what I mean? But you just don't know where to start, then, you know, you're obviously doing all the right things. We go to Parliament, putting petitions out and things like that, and I think are they not reviewing one of your petitions, you know?
There's a petition still under consideration, and it won't come back up until after the recess, which is in September.
Right.
But I think at that point, it's either going to go one of two ways. They're either going to call the review, which this time I'm more hopeful for, because the minister, the MSPs that are on the committee all seem quite interested.
Right.
So if they do a review, that's the next step,
Right.
because it's quite scary, but one of their plans right now, their framework for their new mental health action plan that's due next year, is that they're going to throw more money at the third sector to deliver mental health provisions.
Right.
To me, that's privatisation of the NHS.
Aye.
But then it opens another issue of the regulations surrounding charities, which is pretty poor right now. So it opens up all the questions, where is this funding actually going to go to, when it's not the NHS that's going to be delivering it.
Well, it's not the NHS, 100%. That's what a guy just said the other night. We've got no funding for this, but we put our money into Ukraine. But they're definitely downsizing the NHS, and they're making it look as if it can't run. It's been amazing for all these years, and all of a sudden now it's collapsing within itself, because the politicians and the government are making it collapse within itself, and it's all optics to make us think, right, because they're not getting any funding, it's them that's withdrawing all the funding for it. And I feel sorry for all the nurses and everybody, I mean, because they're all working their arses off, and it's like folk seem to want to blame them, but it's nothing to do with them, it's the government and the politicians that's created this.
The NHS, this is just something that I'm studying just now at college to try and get as much knowledge as possible. But the NHS 75 years ago was based on, I don't know if you've ever heard it, the Beveridge Report, the 5 Giants.
Aye.
So the Beveridge Report, that was to cover the 5 giants that was basically going to help society and do away with inequalities like education, social security, health system, housing, squalor, all that kind of thing. But then that got changed in the 70s, 80s. We had a report called the Black Report, and once that report hit, that's when the NHS started to get privatised, and there has been no other government ever since changed that back to the original grassroots of the NHS. The grassroots of the NHS has been lost for many years, but there's no politician that's got the guts to come out and say it.
Well, they'll definitely not come out and say it. I reckon by 2025, we're not going to have an NHS. It's going to be privatised. It's already, everyone's in motion for it to happen now. That was a major thing through the pandemic, saying they were rushed after their feet, everything else, no funding. But there's all these billions, 4.3 billion went missing for PPE that they never ever bought or used. Do you know what I mean? You've got to start asking questions.
The money that was spent in at the hospital and at the SACC that was never used. And it's even the same when you look at the mental health funding, is they have got 7%, 10% of the health budget, but where is this 7 to 10% gone? It's gone in thousands in apps. What is apps really going to do to help people that's in severe crisis?
Have you actually tried to use one of these apps? So this is just, she had to contact the doctor all day because I couldn't sleep. I've not been to a doctor's in God knows how long, and it took me nearly 2 weeks just to get an appointment to get through and actually get one, because you're meant to phone for 8:30 in the morning. I think it's 8:30, you need to phone it, and then after a certain time they just cut, and then as soon as you get through, all the appointments were took, and then they says, can you not use the app? I says, what's the app? And you need to download this app and try and get appointments through the app. I said, but if you can't do it through the phone, how am I going to get it through the app? It's like, it's just not right. It's no, folk aren't fighting back at it, but there's too many all just stalling and staying silent. Everybody just loves to stay in their own bubble and they don't want to push. Do you know what I mean?
I'm
what they perceive in front of them.
considering doing another protest. I did just do one a couple of months ago outside Parliament, but this time I'm thinking about trying to get one organised for George's Square.
Right, I'd be up for that, 100%, man. I'd have it
Because
out on my page and everything for you too.
enough is enough, and as time people start to speak out, because I speak out, none of days ever going to bring Luke back,
No,
but through me fighting and getting reform and getting change and getting better mental health, it's going to prevent other families having to go through
aye, but
what
you've had
I
to go
have to go
through,
through on a daily basis. Like,
100%.
I've got two kids who are absolutely heartbroken. They don't have their dad. I've got a son who used to idolise his dad, and now doesn't have that male role model in his life, and it's all the crap that comes along, all these special days. My daughter's 16 next year, and it's her dad's not going to be here. That's special moments that was planned out, and now life is all changed.
100%. That was one of the things that made me realise when I'd done it, is because obviously when you're in that sort of headspace, none of that makes sense, but it was after when you think about it, aye, your pain's left because you've left this plane, do you know what I mean? But all your pain's left behind. You're leaving it with your partner, your kids, your family. They're all left with your pain because you're not here anymore. So you're leaving their mental health behind again. If you do, obviously go down that route and you do that to yourself, because then your kids are going to suffer with it, your parents suffer with it, suffer with the loss, the grief. It's obviously when you're in that sort of headspace, that's not what you're thinking, do you know what I mean? You're just thinking you're a burden on everybody, and it's not a nice place to be. You just can't get yourself out of the thought processes, and it's like every second word is, I don't want to be here, don't want to be here, I want to kill myself, I want to kill myself, and it's just consistent all day in your head. It just doesn't go away, and it's tiring, and it wears you down, and then you're still out working, you're still trying to do everything, but it just gets to a point the candle just goes out, do you know what I mean? And there's not enough there, as you say, for help, and a lot more needs done, and I don't think protesting's enough now. Everybody needs to stand up against this, everything that's going on with the government, the NHS, everything. Something's got to be done now. Look what they're doing in France, do you know what I mean? But they hide it all off social media and that. France took their country back. I agree 100%.
And we do definitely need to do something, like, it's enough is enough, it is time. Like, I use the hashtag justice for mental health, because we do need some kind of justice. It's not even in par with physical health. You've got 7 to 10% of the health budget for mental health, but that's child mental health, adult mental health, learning disabilities, older adults with dementia and stuff like that, addictions, neurodiverse teams. That is for a big, massive bracket. That isn't even in par with any kind of physical.
Aye, it's just not enough, especially the actual real pandemic is mental health. See, the pandemic is mental health, and see what they done to everybody, and I still don't believe in COVID. I'm not going to upset a lot of folk on here. I actually think it was a control measure, and COVID ruined a lot of people. I'm talking about people that have never suffered mental health in their life are all suffering mental health now because they were stuck in the house, they couldn't get out, they couldn't go to the gym, they couldn't do none, and that's when everybody's mental health started deteriorating. And it's a massive pandemic. The amount of folk you hear taking their own lives now is scary.
Yeah. The new statistics, they come out in the next couple of months, and I am terrified to see what they're going to be for last year, because all I've heard this year is different ones taking their own lives. Just after Luke died, there was 3 young boys from a local area all took their own lives in a short space of time, and it's just getting, it's all you're hearing now is people are taking their own lives, and it's something really does need to be done.
100%. I was going to say something, it's just right. I mean, I had to block somebody there. So what's your thoughts on how we would go about even create an event and try and get enough people to make saying that, you know what I mean? It's pointless doing protesting now because they don't listen, they don't care. You would need a massive amount of people to flood Glasgow for even anybody to listen, I think.
I think if we could get a good amount of number, I know a lot of MSPs that I've got kind of supporting me. There's a couple that has supported me right from the start, and more have kind of gathered throughout the way. It's trying to get all our MSPs to come, getting everybody to email their local MSPs, because this is the thing I've got, because I emailed every MSP in Scotland, 129 of them.
Aye.
But if I'm not in their area, they say, oh, we can't talk to you, we can only talk to our constituents. So see if we could get somebody in every single area of the 129 MSPs and get them right, then it's coming for constituents and we can all do it together, because as one person I can only take it so far. I do need any support, and I would support any kind of campaign as well.
100%. We need to do it in numbers. Again, you get back to the 1% and the 99%. If we can get mere numbers, they've got to listen, do you know what I mean? It's mere numbers get the bigger voice, they make it heard more, because then they can't hide it. And you need everybody to come together as a collective. And as I say, there's too many folk want to go and do these things and then they just don't do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's that thing called again? When they do stuff on social media, but then they never materialise with anything. But they like to make it look as if they are doing something for it, but then they just don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's that called again? Is it virtual signalling?
Something like that. And it is.
They like to go on virtual signal with it and they put their wee posts up about mental health and that, but they really couldn't give two fucks. Right. Do you know what I mean? And that's where the message gets lost as well, I think, with these kind of things.
It definitely gets, because if people would come out and support it,
you've got me a chance.
Aye, because it is coming back up at Parliament again, and it probably will be definitely will be after the recess now, and they don't come back into sitting until September. So between now and September, it's just trying to push as much support for the campaign as possible, so that the government knows that this isn't just me and a couple of others who's lost people. Like, this is a nation. Like, we do need to stand for every part of Scotland, whether no matter where it is, the bread for Scotland, because mental health.
Actually, getting NHS nurses on here, Lauren, she's saying she would work to help protest as well, even though she worked front line. She'd be well up to protest help as well.
No, they'd actually see the support I've had for nurses and doctors. It has been absolutely amazing, and they say that they're behind it because they're fed up of this. They're fed up of it and all. They don't get the resources that they need to do their job the way they want to do it.
I take my hat off them. They're run off their feet. And they still get in, day in, day out. Don't see their families, double shifts. Do you know what I mean? I really do take my hat off them. It's horrendous what's been allowed to go on, and we've all just stood back and let it happen. But now folk are starting, a lot more folk are waking up to it all now. And it's just getting the right people together, as you say, to create a stronger voice. As you say, you're only one person. And when it's just one person, they just shove you aside. But when there's more people that start coming together, they've got to listen, they can't just push you aside then, do you know what I mean?
Now I always say, every single one of us on this planet, we've all got a voice. All we need to do is learn how to use it, and we can everyone
and start using it properly. But 100%, I'm well up for all that way. If you're doing protesting and that, just let me know. I'm 100%, and if there's any hashtags that you want me putting in any of my videos, send me them on Hangman. I'll start using the hashtags for you as well. Because I'm massive for it as well. There's got to be more done. There's just not enough for it. Obviously, I'm in a better place now. I still have my days. But I know what it's like to be in that horrible, horrible place. And if you're not getting help, it's not right. This is why we're losing so many young people. Even we're losing kids. How many kids are taking their life now at the age of 12 and 13?
I know.
You know what I mean? It's just not right, man.
And it's so sad, and it's all the destruction that's left behind, and the government has an absolute cheek to put it in their framework that they're offering more support for people that's been affected with suicide. That was in their 2018 action plan as well.
That's
so where is this support? Like, I've no received any of this support. Nobody I know's received any of this support, and like, I'm lucky enough, I've built up a good close network of people who we have all lost somebody, and we've all came together, and that has been the best support for me, just to know that I'm not alone.
You've basically built up your a like-minded community. It's because that's kind of similar to my Warriors Mindset group, with obviously guys with PTSD and all that. It's a community where everybody knows what it's like to have it, and what it's like to be in these situations and feelings. And it's like, I feel as if we've lost all sense of community in this planet. There's no sense of community anymore. I mean, we used to go out as veins and you were great to the neighbours, you were in your neighbours' houses. The same at New Year, you couldn't go by somebody's house without getting pulled in their door. Everybody's just in their own world now and doesn't give a fuck about the man next to them. They don't care. There's no community left anymore, and it's trying to build these wee sort of communities again to start thriving and start pushing forward with the likes of your message, the message I'm putting out, and try to make it well heard. And as I say, but you're fighting a losing battle, especially the likes of TikTok. You've got all these big ones on here that have never suffered a bout of fucking mental health in their life. They've seen a fucking market for it on here. They go and do battles and all that just to get money and kid on their mental health advocates, and they never contact anybody, they never help them, they never speak to them. It's like, this is where all the messages are getting lost with the likes of, don't get me wrong, this app's amazing for the message I'm putting out, but there's too many people on here that kid on their mental health advocates. And it's folk that's come out to me and says, I've never heard from them once, and I'm paying them subscription fees. The only other time they heard from them is they got an email saying, oh, I see you've missed your subscription. But they've been like sending them messages, like telling them I'm not in a good place now, and they just get blanked consistently. But these people are, and you know yourself, if you're suffering mental health, these people are vulnerable, and these arseholes know that. So they're playing in their vulnerabilities and taking all their money and all that for them. This is where I think this app can be very dangerous as well, do you know what I mean? And that's getting our message lost. When you've got these arseholes that's doing this. And
that's the kind of bit I get annoyed at with charities as well, because I think there's a lot of people raise money for charities and causes, and it's no going to that charity or that cause.
It never ever reaches the charity or the cause. It just goes on their own fucking bank.
Aye.
So, it's definitely, it totally destroys the message, the likes of like me and yourself, like the message we're trying to put out. We're trying to build a network, we're trying to build support, we're trying to make a community where we know how bad the fucking NHS is failing with mental health and that. And it's like, you'll probably be the same as me. It's like, you'll probably get folk come to you, you'll advise them, and they start telling you they're getting better. It's got the message and say, like, I'm having an amazing day today. I watched one of your videos yesterday, I got up out my bed today, I went and done this. So, even just these wee things, we're making a small difference in the pond, do you know what I mean? But it's not getting to be big enough.
I always say, if I can save, through Luke's message and everything that I'm doing, if I can save one person's family from going through this, it's worth it. And every day I will continue to fight. And I'm lucky, like, my kids have got the same mentality. Like, they come to the protests with me, like, they're right at the forefront where, no, that song needs to change. So that's the next generation getting another as well, and it's going to continue until we see changes.
See, that's brilliant. I'm doing that. I do that with my kids as well. I make sure it's like letting your kids know it's all about mindset, mentality, everything. Stop feeling so vulnerable, because kids are getting too vulnerable in this world. The likes of your social medias and everything is all creating it. All these vulnerabilities in kids, all these fucking fake lips, fucking fake boobs, everything. These wains are all feeling they have to be like that because of social media and everything else. And it's teaching your kids, love who you are, love everything about yourself. You're unique, you're only one person. There's no other person like you on this planet. Remember that, and just embrace it, and stop worrying about what other people are doing, and just, you're your biggest enemy, or your biggest fucking thing as well, do you know what I mean? you against you, as long as you stick to the morals and you keep a strong mindset, we can try and help the next generation. Because of the likes of your social media, because of everything going on in the world now, it's ruining kids' minds. And it's and as you say, if we can teach and we can just help one person, it's always been my message. If I can help one person through a bad day, or I can stop one person taking their life, I'm doing the right thing. And this is why I put my page on here, and I'm open and honest with everything I say. I don't hide anything. And if I can help people, then I'm going to continue on that path and doing it. No matter how many times I get all the hatred on here and everything else, I'll still continue with my message because I know it's helping people.
And that's another thing that I'm trying to campaign for as well. Like, I believe there should be some kind of toolkit taught in schools to kids.
100%.
Because, let's face it, there is natural life stresses, exams, work, house bills, all the rest of it. That's natural life stresses. Us as human beings, we need to learn how to deal with and cope with. So why not in an educational setting teach our youth these toolkits? Because if we teach our youths to be strong, independent adults, then maybe it will start making a difference in the mental health service in the long term. It's not going to fix anything short term, but in 10, 20 years' time, are we going to have resilient youths who are able to deal with life stresses?
See, the scary thing is though, see something along the lines, and I'm a true believer in this, the government don't want our kids to have these sort of tools. They don't want to have it be put in. It's like, why are kids not taught about fucking, obviously to do with money, everything else? It's got all the stuff they learn in school doesn't do in for them in life. It gives them no values, it doesn't learn how to navigate this world we live in now. Everything they're learning is inadequate to what they need to go and do in life now. What they learn in school now is shit, because all they're learning today is how to work 9 to 5. And for our government to step in, and it would, as you say, it would take so much pressure off the NHS if we start teaching kids now with toolbox talks and ways and means to help people and notice signs in even your friends and all that as well from an early age. It is going to change. In the next 10 years, it would be frightening how much pressure it takes off the NHS.
But it's why, you know, like, I'm a big believer, like, our youth are our future. Like, see, one day, they're going to be running this country and they're going to be dictating what our pensions are. And if we don't look after and nurture them, why the fuck are they going to look after and nurture us when the time comes? And I don't know why, but I agree with you, the government don't want to give the kids these tools.
They don't want to give kids the tools. They don't. They're not interested in, they're not interested. You've got your select few that become, obviously, they go out and it's like, they can read a book and it's told straight away, and you've got these ones that get into these jobs and make big money and all that, but I completely believe our government do not want our kids to know how amazing you are, how amazing their minds are, everything else. It's like everything's been put in front of them to make them feel inadequate. The same the way the teaching styles, the way they're spoke down to, everything's all designed to keep your kid down here instead of having them on a level up here. I've always believed that for so many years. There's just everything's so wrong about your schooling system, your NHS, everything is just all designed against us now, and folk are actually starting to realise that and see it for what it is, I think.
I think people's just had enough, because my son does have autism as well, and see, when it's trying to navigate through the education system with a child with additional needs, it is so hard and tiring, and you're constantly belittled and constantly told that there's nothing wrong and it's the right placement, even though your child is going through absolute hell and back. But it took me 7 years, and I was one of the lucky ones. I did manage to get my son a place, but there is many out there who are currently not in education because they would just get ate alive if they went to mainstream high school.
Aye, everything's so wrong about this world now, innit? It's when you can't cover it up anymore. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no smoke screens left anymore. It's scary. It's all happening in real time, and it's just all happening in front of a lot of folks' faces. And it's frightening how many folk are so blinded and still can't see it. Right. It is scary. Angry Plumber.
And I agree with Angry Plumber. One of the things I teach, like, my kids is respect's a two-way thing.
Aye.
If they respect you, you show respect back. But if they don't respect you, you don't need to respect them back just because they're a teacher or an adult or whatever.
Aye, that's it. It's like I teach my kids are, and it's like, how many kids do you see now that's got zero respect for their fucking elders, man? It's like, I was in Asda there before I done my I'm there for a sunbed, and the veins are all out, running riot, threatening the wee guy that does the trolleys, screaming and shouting at him, saying they're going to stab him and all that, and you're standing like that. That would never have happened in my day.
No.
It's like, what is going on in this world, man? And that's on a daily basis, you see that every time you get there. And it's scary to think this is your next generation coming up. And one thing I've taught my kids is respect, but also to respect themselves. And don't accept if they feel if that person's in the wrong, then tell them. Don't be scared whether it's an adult or not, but be respectful when you're telling them. So I've actually learned it I'm a very, very lucky dad. My daughter, she's got her own mind. She's amazing. Everything she's doing in her life, and she's got critical thinking, all that as well. The same with my son, he's 12. And one thing I want is just to be a critical thinker. Don't believe what some cunt tells you because they tell you. If you think something's not right when somebody's telling you, go and do your own research. Critically think about it. Don't just accept it because you see it on TV or you see this or you see it in the newspaper. Fuck all that, because it doesn't mean because that's there it's true. Have your own mind, have your own thoughts, but be respectful. And if you feel if somebody's rang against you and saying something, speak up, but speak up with respect. I've heard the CPTSD. Is there anybody want to ask any questions? Complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Have their own voices.
I don't know. One of the things I got for post-traumatic stress, don't know if you ever heard it, EMRD therapy.
I had that. That's the one where I done that. That's the one when I remembered the nurse for my thing. I couldn't remember it, and after my incident, and then I went in for EMDR therapy, and that's when I remembered the nurse that saved my life that night. EMDR is amazing. That's one thing that did work with me was EMDR.
I would say it definitely worked with me.
Aye. It lets you get in and get to the trauma and then process it, if that makes sense.
Aye.
Let's see what that says. Has anybody got any questions for Karen? It would be amazing doing workshops with people. I appreciate that one. This treatment put me into a massive blackout for a week. Serious, angry fella? Fucking hell, man. As I say, everyone's different with everybody. I'm into all the spiritual stuff and all that. So stuff like that really does resonate with me when you calm your mind and then you're obviously focusing on something when they're doing all that kind of stuff. Is anybody any questions for Karen? If nobody's no following Karen, can everybody also give Karen a follow as well, please? Obviously, there's been a lot of people on here that do know about mental health and suffering, and Karen's obviously we want to try and get. You're going to post stuff up about it, Karen, so we know when you're doing these events. Aye,
because I'm going to try and get a protest organised over the summer. I'll just need to try and get a date. And then after September, I will go back to Parliament, do a protest outside Parliament as well, because I'm just going to need to keep going back because they aren't going to get rid of me. It'll be 6 years this December. I've been fighting them, and I'm just going to continue until my last breath. They're not going to silence me.
See, I'll gladly support you, so just let me know when your events are, let me know when your protests are. I'll 100% be there, and hopefully if we put it on our pages and that as well, we get a lot more people going to it as well. Cheers, angry for me, but I definitely, Karen, I'll definitely 100% love to go to these with you. I'd obviously love to meet you and get to talk to you more because you're very intriguing and I think you're very passionate about what you do. I'm very admirable about how strong you are. Obviously I read your story and then I read the newspaper clipping that as well. But just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're absolutely amazing. You inspire me, the strength and everything you've shown to come through what you've came through and to keep fighting every day. And I tell you what, your kids have got some role model. Definitely, man. So you're going to as you say, you're putting the next generation of kids here with some mindset, and I just think it's an absolute amazing, for what you've came through to what you're doing now, Karen's absolute amazing. And as I say, I would love to help you in that process if you've got to do protesting that, 100%. Let me know the dates.
Saying that, and I think you've got to give yourself a pat in the back for everything you've came through as well, because it's not been, I know it must not have been an easy journey, but you're in a better place today for it, and that's an achievement in itself.
Oh, 100%, man, thank you. Aye, she's going to post dates for us, Angry Plumber. Angry Plumber says he'll definitely come to the protest as well, Karen. So I think we could get a lot of movement through this. Obviously, if you put, once you get your dates in that, even if you want, I'll fire videos and that up about the dates, what the protest's about. And it hopefully helps us get bigger numbers. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting the numbers.
Right. Because if they see, the more people they see there, the more chance we're going to get in this review, because something needs to change. They can't keep sticking plasters or a broken system. No. It's not going to work anymore.
Can't band-aid it anymore. You've got a lot of folk here that's going to help share all the things, especially Angry Plumber, Lee, they're all going to start sharing all the videos and that as well, which even hits more people again. So thanks very much, guys, that'd be amazing. So there you go, you've got all them. If you tag me in videos of that, I'll send it on to the likes of them and they can do their own videos and we can start doing duets and stuff to push the message out further, Karen. So aye, definitely.
You'll need to show me or tell me how to do these duets.
I'm still trying to learn. I didn't even know how to get you in. I just seen a wee number landing at the guest thing. I had to sit and Google how to do a thing to say I was going live and to say you were going to be my guest. I had to sit and go through a YouTube video to watch how to do it, man. You know what I mean? But I think your message is amazing, and I just want to say thanks very much for coming on as my first guest. I didn't know how this was going to go, but as I say, I was just sitting there all night and thought to myself, why can I not use this platform and bring people on with real life experiences that folk can sit and resonate with, and all the things that you're doing as well to help with this mental health crisis. It's like it helps everybody doing this. Do you know what I mean? It's people could be sitting watching this and listening to me and you the night, and they could just change their mindset. They could have been sitting in a bad place wanting to do something, they could have just went, no, do you know what, I'm actually going to fight now. It's like that kind of just do wee things is all amazing.
And I think there's so much toxic on this app.
Aye.
All the different rubbish and this one doesn't like all the craziness. And I think to get it back to what it really should be and using it as a platform to raise awareness and to get them
Angry Plumber knows about all that because he calls them all out. I love his videos, man. He doesn't fucking miss them, by the way. It's awesome.
I actually like myself to be for a buckle.
He doesn't miss any of them, man. Do you know what I mean? And they don't like him. I don't know how many times he did his page shut down because they don't like him telling the truth. Do you know what I mean? But aye, definitely. Well, I just want to say thanks very much for coming on, Karen. Well, I'll drop you my mobile number. I'd like to keep in touch and obviously try and push this a lot. Because I think the mere minds we get together, the likes of me and yourself, it's only going to do one thing. It's only going to push the message further. So I'll drop you my personal number I'll give you a wee DM with my personal number because I'd really love to help you push this even further as well because it helps everybody. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But I just want to say thanks very much for coming on, Karen. You've been absolutely amazing. Time out, 27. As I say, I'll drop you my mobile number. I want to say thanks to everybody coming on and all the amazing comments. Well, I'll keep everybody updated on Karen and obviously dates and things for the protest. And obviously everybody can help us share it, make it more important. I'll get the hashtags of Karen as well so we can use these hashtags in all our videos. And then that again spreads the message even further again. So aye guys, I just want to say thanks very much, Karen. Again, I'll drop you my personal mobile number and we can try and push this even forward. And I'd love to keep in touch to try and push this message. So thanks very much, Karen. Is there anything you want to say?
No, just thanks for having me and thanks for everybody for listening and even like offering helping. Like I really do appreciate it, and I do believe together, like we all can make a difference together.
Aye, 100%. And it's when people like me and yourself come on and it's all honesty. You can't hide honesty, do you know what I mean? It's and being real talk about the right proper issues, mental health. It starts to open people's eyes, the ones that I think it's all fake or whatever else it is. It starts changing these people's minds as well. And hopefully we can change these folks' minds to come and help us too, do you know what I mean? So, but thanks very much. As I say, Karen, I'm going to go and get my dinner. I'm absolutely starving, man. But I'll drop you my personal mobile number and I'd love to keep help you on this journey as well. Because it's massive to me, the mental health thing, and I'd love to help you there. But thanks very much for coming on, Karen, and thanks everybody for all your comments. I'll let you know when I'm doing my next one. I've had quite a few folk message me, but thanks very much, and hashtag Tierney Vibes, and I'll get all the hashtags off Karen. If we could all start sharing these in our videos, please, guys. I'll speak to you later, guys. See you later, Karen. Bye.
Bye.